Hey guys, this is Neil with Catalyst Machineworks, and I'm here at the shop. We're in front of the area where we put together our frames, and I want to say Merry Christmas. Merry early Christmas. No, that's not what I want to say. What I want to do is give you guys an update on the Cannonball Xclass prototype. I have not been able to make another video for a while. So I'm gonna have to get you guys caught up. I apologize for that. I still have a day job, and unfortunately right now it's kicking my ass. But we are about to correct that pretty soon. So I'm gonna have lots of time pretty soon. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get you guys caught up. So these are the things that have happened since we last discussed this prototype. I've got lots and lots of parts that have showed up from the various vendors. We've got these from the 3D printer, which happens to be my brother. Got lots of standoffs here. These are M4 standoffs. We've got 3mm standoffs for the cage. Here's a propeller, look at that. This is a, these are the propellers I'm gonna be using. This is a master air screw. This is a 13-inch by 12 pitch propeller. It's a big monster that will really cause you harm. We've got lots of, we're using octagonal tubes, right? So these are CNC aluminum clamps for the tubes. Here are the tubes themselves. Arm tubes and braces. Here's a tube. This is a 1.5mm thick carbon fiber. Lots of little spacers. These are M4 spacers. Okay, let's look and see what we've got in here. All right, so we've got carbon fiber. Look at all this. So this is the bottom plate. This is 4mm thick carbon fiber. Cage parts. Motor mount parts. And what I'm doing here is I'm getting together a couple frames for a couple of our team pilots. Just gathering everything up, so I'm going to send this off to them and let them go ahead and start building. Get to building this, their own machines, and do testing for us. Flush out all of the problems, and then we will make design changes as needed before we do a production run. This box, okay, so this box is important. The guys who manufacture the speed controllers and the power distribution board for Xclass that everyone has come to trust, they're called Advanced Power Drives, and they have asked if they can have one of our frames. So they purchased a frame, and we decided to go ahead and ship them one of the prototypes. So I'm getting their system together, or their frame rather, together, and I'm going to ship that out to them. I think that is a really cool opportunity. We're excited about that they're going to be able to use our frame for their test rig to test out their electronics. So we're excited about that one. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go ahead and do some pre-assembly for those guys, because at this point there is no, obviously there is no manual. So if they're not familiar with the frame, they're kind of go, okay, how does this all go together? And I don't have time to go and make a manual. So I'm going to get this thing partially together for them. The team pilots are not going to have the same treatment. They got to figure it out, but that's their job. So, and I'll lead them through that. So we've also got some fasteners here. I've got a box of random fasteners. I got to go sort all this stuff out. But basically, that's kind of a glimpse into, how we do prototyping. I essentially do a small batch of prototypes. They go out to various people. They all test them at the same time that I am testing mine. And then we all take that information, put it all together, and by the time it's done, we have a pretty well thought out design. And then once it's all done and we do a production run, then it's going to get its own bin and go into the bin, and then we'll start bagging them up and shipping them. So that's it. So I'm going to give you guys some more pictures and maybe some video of this guy as I'm doing some of the sub-assembly, so you can see what the frame looks like as it's going together. Yeah, so we'll start that now. So one of the first things we got to do is kind of a pain in the butt. The girl who puts our frames together hates this, and I do too, but we had to do it. So what it is are these little captive nuts, and they get pressed into the carbon fiber. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. There is a lot of nuts that go in these parts. That's what she said. So let's get started. All right, well, I have moved over to my secret nerd lair, otherwise known as my garage, and we are going to continue on with this project, with this little build, and I'll show you guys the progress as I go. And yeah, so let's go ahead and begin. I had to put a little Christmas cheer in there. You gotta have lots of Christmas cheer whenever it is Christmas time. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna work on is the bottom plate. The way that the Cannonball works in this actually makes it different than anything else on the market currently, is that the battery is housed in the center of the frame. It's not on the top, it's not on the bottom. So to make that work, there is a slide that the battery's attached to. So you attach them to this slide here, and then you slide them into the center of the frame, and there's some mechanical components that locate this and lock it in place. And so we're gonna install all that. I'm gonna do that off camera, and then when I come back, you'll see it completed, and then I'll explain it a little bit to you. So here is how the Lipo slide works. So obviously you could imagine you've got your lithium batteries connected to this tray using some very large Velcro straps. And to release the slide, you pull this thumb screw. It's a spring-loaded thumb screw, and then the slide comes out. And obviously to put it back in, you do the same thing. You pull this, and that's it. So that's how that works. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next step. I'm gonna finish assembling this center section, and I'll do that off camera, and then we'll come back when I'm done. I've got the standoffs attached to this assembly here. These are M4 standoffs. And the next step is going to be, to attach these top plates. And in the middle of those top plates, all of these aluminum clamps are going to be sitting. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom part of the aluminum clamps, put them in here, then we're going to position the arms in, take the top part of the aluminum clamps, put them over that, and then sandwich everything with this little top plate. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Okay, I've got the clamps in, and the arms are positioned. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and install these top plates onto the beast. And she is a beast when she's done. Dave Hagen, come on. Laziness. Pure laziness right there. All right, let's get back to work. It's really not work. You see, that's the key. You gotta find something that you do for money that's not really work. No. Yeah, y'all get out of here. You're too loud. Go on, get out of here. You're gonna ruin my vidya. You're gonna ruin up my vidya. All right, let's get back to work. Okay, so I've got the top plates connected. Everything is tightened up. So the next step is to connect one of the arm braces. This frame uses optional arm braces, so you can run braces front and rear, or you can run a brace just on the front. With this frame assembly, and what I'm sending over to the advanced power drive guys is a version with just the front brace. And so we'll go ahead and do that now. So the way it works, obviously, is that you have these motor mounts that have been adapted to accommodate a front brace. And with Xclass, man, in my opinion, when you're taking something this big and heavy and going as fast as you're going, you've got to have something spanning this distance, or you're just going to break the arm. So I'll go ahead and install that, and then we'll come back when I'm done. I got the front brace on. There it is, attached to the beast. It is very sturdy. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Okay, so the next step will be to go ahead and make up the rear motor mounts and get them on the rear arms. Okay, so we got the rear motor mounts connected. Those are on the frame. There we have it. All right, so now we'll move on to the next step, and that is going to be assembly of the cage. So all of your non-drivetrain components, like the FPV camera, VTX, RX, FPV antenna, the flight controller, all that kind of stuff, HD camera, that all goes in this cage. And then that cage is attached to this top plate. All right, so we're going to assemble this guy first, attach it to the top plate, and then attach that all to the main body here. So we'll go ahead and get on with that. I've got the cage assembled. And then I've mounted these, I fastened these cage mounts to the top plate. So the way it works is then this joins to here, and there are two long M4 screws that run through here and join it to the top plate. And you could see that there is a GoPro mount attached here. This is actually the same GoPro mount that we use on our smooth operator frames and our America. The same one fits this big old behemoth, and then you can change out this little piece here to change the angle on the camera. So like I said before, this is going to house all your electronics. Your SMA pigtail will go here, your flight controller will go here, cameras there, and then there's lots of space and whatnot to put all your components. So I'm going to go ahead and install this guy onto the onto the cannonball, and then I'll be back. Oh my God! There she is. Got the frame all put together. Ooh, she's looking hot. Hot tonight. So this thing is ready to be shipped off. I hope they enjoy it. All right, so let me explain some of the features of this dude. If you want to access your electronics, you can take out this one screw, and then the entire cage will flip forward. That way you can get easier access to your flight controller and whatever else you've got under here or in here. This is designed to mount the PDB here, the ESCs here, VTX there, and whatnot, all the other whatnots in there. Like I mentioned before, the lithium battery goes in here. And so if you want more space or bigger batteries, you can increase the height here by adding more of these little spacers. So I've got two. And as it sits now, that'll fit most of the batteries that people would want to run. So that's how that works. Here's the little thumb screw. You pull that out to release the Lipo tray. So that's it. She's a big beast. Look at this thing. It's quite large. If we take let's pick a 5-inch here. Here's America. Put America next to it, you can kind of get an idea of the size of this. It's huge. Now, I wish that I had my system, my personal system here. I've got the motors connected to it. I've got all the electronics in it for the most part. But I ran out of time, so I handed it over to my builder, Alan, and he's going to finish it off. All right, well, that brings this video to a close. I hope that I didn't bore you too much. If I did, well, tough. You should have changed the damn channel. Okay, so I'm going to get this one off in the mail. And then in our next video, we are going to fly my machine and do our maiden flight. And we're going to film the entire thing. And it should be pretty damn exciting. I'm already nervous. I want you guys to know that I'm going to do a full detailed build video for the frame itself, every step, you know, step by step, so you're not missing anything. And that'll be coming up obviously when we get the production version done. So that's it. See you next time.